A bill passed a state Senate committee in New Jersey that would ban the practice of homosexual conversion therapy that we've talked about a few other times on this show. Now, the governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie, has previously seemed to indicate that he's against it. We have a spokesman from Maria Comella, the spokeswoman for Chris Christie's campaign. There's no mistaking his point of view on this when you look at his own prior statements, where he makes clear that people's sexual orientation is determined at birth. So he seems to be against it. Now, will he actually sign a bill that would ban this practice? That's still in question, actually, and we've got a quote from him that leaves it very much open at this point. He says, "I'm of two minds just on this stuff in general. Number one, I think there should be lots of deference given to parents on raising their children. This is a general philosophy, not to his bill generally philosophically on bills that restrict parents' ability to make decisions on how to care for their children. I'm generally a skeptic of those bills. Now, there can always be exceptions to those rules, and this bill may be one of them."
Yeah, his reasoning doesn't make any sense. And the reason why I say that is because we have laws that prevent parents from abusing their kids.
Yeah.
Gay conversion therapy is abuse. There are instances where they use electroshock therapy, and he acknowledged himself that homosexuality is not a choice, it's something that you're born with. So you can't change someone's sexuality, and in essence, you're putting that child through torture. So I'm 100% in favor of the bill. You know, a similar law passed in California that I was very, very happy about, and I think that it would be irresponsible for Chris Christie not to sign that.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what his justification would be otherwise.
Right.
I mean, we don't use leeches anymore in medical treatment. So, you know, would he be in favor of that if a parent thought that that was okay? That I need to have my parental rights to put leeches on my kid to make him get over the flu or to stop being so rude to me? You know, it doesn't make any sense. It's completely illogical. And knowing that Chris Christie is up for re-election in November, I think it's very interesting that they are using this, his rival, the Democratic Senator Barbara Buono, is using that as her primary attack against Chris Christie right now. So currently.
Yeah, of course we should bear in mind that she's currently losing by quite a bit. Now her name recognition obviously quite low. Obviously Chris Christie known around the country, so she's suffering from that right now. So she's jumping on this, she's using it as part of her campaign. We have a quote from her. "His intolerance has no place in our state. The governor said he doesn't know much about gay conversion therapy, but I don't know how much you need to know." I think that's a good point. No, I personally am in favor of more information, regardless of if it's a subject that I personally find abhorrent. Now, there's no surprise, obviously, that she will jump on this and has jumped on this. I think that you can have sort of a debate. Look, I'm against the conversion therapy, obviously. It's easy for us to say that it's torture. I think that you could have counseling or something like that.
No, you can't have
No,
counseling.
I understand. I am against it, but I'm saying it's easy for us to simply say it is torture, thus you cannot do it. But if we're looking to convince people who think that it might be reasonable or are currently in favor of it, it's not enough to simply say it's torture.
So let's be a little more detailed about what the bill includes. So it doesn't straight out ban gay conversion therapy. It bans it for people under the age of 18. If you are an adult, you would be able to get gay conversion therapy. But I'm not sure if this bill includes it, but in California, if you're above the age of 18, you would have to sign some sort of form indicating that you are aware that this is complete and utter bullshit and it's not, you know, medically proven to work or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I don't even think that you should have counseling that tries to convince you that being gay is wrong and you should become straight. It's not scientifically proven.
It would still be considered child abuse in my book
yes.
to force kids to go into some kind of therapy to talk to a psychologist, because there's no psychologist, I would hope, that would agree with the idea that you could actually go through talk therapy or cognitive therapy in order to not be gay anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think this industry thrives not on having psychologists who are convinced of it, but having like priests who want to get in a room and do hug therapy with these kids who think that they might be gay or feel like they are gay.
Yeah, people like Marcus Bachman that gets his rocks off by doing these therapy sessions with
and
these
makes
kids.
money off of it too.
Yeah,
totally.
It's disgusting.
It's a big money-making opportunity for those who participate.
Yeah, and let's bear in mind what's probably underlying Chris Christie's current waffling on this issue. It probably has less to do with him not being sure where he stands in it. I mean, he says that he's against it, which is admirable. I think that if he was not, I think that the election that's going on right now for the governorship of New Jersey, I don't think that's currently what he's thinking about. I think that he's probably looking ahead to 2016. Now, it's interesting because Chris Christie has this mystique of being like the new rebel in the party. Like, he's not just going to bow down to anything the Republican leadership says that he should do. And generally, I think that makes sense because he does buck the party line more than most. but he's going to be entering into a national Republican primary contest, and that's not the place where being a rebel is going to benefit you. Like, there are Republicans who are very much in favor of him running for president because they think that he can beat a Democrat, but that's a very different story from beating other Republicans. And if he comes out strongly against it and seems like he's too in favor of gay marriage and other gay rights issues, like, that's going to be positive from our point of view, but the people voting, in Iowa and New Hampshire on the Republican side aren't necessarily going to agree.